We've got some KO versus Ironjawz, and I'm gonna let these. Oh, I want to discuss the channel name. So Happenstance Wargaming, I came up with that as the only way I seem to win any games is by sheer happenstance.
A lucky roll here or there.
Yeah. I tend to force gut my way through most games. So, and I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is.
Oh my god.
Yes. 5, 4. All right, so let's go over units, shall we? I brought the Endrin Rigger with dirigible suit, which will allow my Sky Wardens to be battle line. I brought the Endrin Rigger with harness, the guy on foot. He's got the Baroxon item, add to attacks, his melee weapon. For battle line, in addition to, I've got the unit of 20 Arcanaut Company, pretty standard loadout, one of each weapon per 10. I've got a unit of 10 Thunderers, they all have rifles. I brought 2 Grunstock gun haulers, and I brought a frigate. So yeah, that's for battalion I brought the escort wing. That will give reroll 1s to hit for a unit I designate at the beginning of the shooting phase for everything.
On to your battle line. You already go over your battle line.
You obviously weren't paying attention. So the answer is yes.
I thought it was during in between. Alright, so...
You just see your eyes just glazed over while I'm trying to like this. Just get it over with.
So today I am going to go ahead and bring the Orc War Clans, specifically Ironjawz Allegiant. Knowing that I was going to play KO, it was really hard to not tailor a list against KO.
I mean,
so I didn't. I'm going to play the list that I've been playing for the last like 12 or so games with Ironjawz and had pretty decent success with. So I am Bloodtooths. They've got the Hunt and Crush ability, which allows them to add 1 to their run and charge rolls. And this is great because the charge roll modifier is in addition to Eager for Battle for the Ironjawz as a core. Their command ability for the Bloodtooths, break through the line. Pretty much just allows me to pick a unit of Bloodtooths that fought in combat that is wholly within a friendly hero. They can make a normal move, but they can't run or retreat. So kind of if they wipe a unit, they can get a free move. Just adds to the speed of the army. Their command trait, not really applicable to this game because there's no realm gate on the board. If a realm gate was on the board, they would get +2 to the dice roll for the Ironjawz Walk command ability.
did that ever get cleared up by GW? The whole
I don't
bringing
know.
a realm gate?
I have no idea. I don't see why. I feel like that would be like the Army's specified terrain, but it's no big deal. I think the WA ability itself is severely neutered compared to what it used to be.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see. And then the artifact power, the Quick Duff Amulet allows me to get a Green Hand of Gork spell off for free. No casting roll, can't be unbound. It's pretty great.
That's not bad. Pretty
good. So the army, as it were, starting with my heroes. My general is the Mega Boss on Makrusha because you have to take a Mega Boss on Makrusha in my opinion. I think it's a great model. It puts out the herd. So it's going to have the command trait for Get the Realm Gate, which is kind of unapplicable right now. My army is going to be designated from Shaiish, so he's going to have the Ethereal Amulet.
Duh.
And
Wait, is he a Weirden or is he what's his?
He's a
mount trait?
Mina. Is his
Alright.
mount trait, so it allows his Mighty Fist and Tail to do 3 damage as opposed to a 2.
Yum.
I have a Auric War Chanter. Who knows the Kilobeat, gives I believe it's +1 to hit on a 4-up during the combat phase.
You do the beats in the hero
You do
phase,
the
right?
no, they're all different. One's in the charge phase, one's in the combat phase and one's, I think, in the hero phase. Because the Vixen beats hero. But anyways, it's the Kill a Beat, which I believe increases the attacks, or the +1 to hit, in addition to whatever else they can get from that. I have the Arc Weird Knob Shaman, who knows the big green hand, so it's just a good utility spell. In my opinion, it's the best spell in the book. And once I get that free cast off, it allows me to still maneuver and move units around the board as needed.
Besides that broken nonsense, what does it normally cast on?
Cast on a 7, I believe.
Okay.
The Weird Knob Shaman also knows Chronomatic Cogs. So with this particular army, getting a +1 to charge for being Ironjawz, an additional +1 for being Blood Tubes, and then a +2 from the Cogs. We could potentially, if it goes off, be looking at a +4 to charge with all of my units, and a potential +6 to charge
With the Arcoids.
with the Arcoids. Yeah. That would be
Yeah.
I do have an arc.
Ouchtown.
I do have an arc Mega Boss on foot. He's the one who has the Quick Duff Amulet. No other loadouts for him. I am running the Brute Fist Battalion, which I am running 2 units of brutes, 2 units of 5 brutes with paired choppas, and then a unit of 10 brutes with the jagged stickas, or the longer
Hackas?
Hackas.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is.
Look at
yes.
the big brain.
The spears gives them that 2-inch reach with a
Okay.
big unit of 10.
Yeah.
You need all the amount of damage you can put out.
Yeah,
And
sure.
then after that, I do have 1 unit of 20 Ardboys. They have the 2-handed Orc-Forged big choppas. No shields in the unit. Don't have any of those painted up quite yet. And then I've got a drummer and a standard bearer in the unit as well.
Honestly, that's the unit I'm most worried about.
Everybody,
There's 40 wounds there. I don't know what the
That's-
hell I'm gonna do.
it's 40 wounds, yes. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
The
see.
problem I've always had with Ironjawz, and it's the lack of bravery amongst the army as a
Well,
whole.
I mean, yeah,
I
it's
mean,
always been like that.
I feel like brutes having a bravery of 6 is when every other elite in the game has
Right.
at least something bravery 7 or
Why
8.
GW? Why?
It'll always be an issue with me, but
I
that's
just
the
feel
list.
like brutes they don't give an F
No.
about anything.
And
So why would they be bravery
Right,
6?
they're some of the best looking models I think in the GW range.
I totally agree.
And for them to just have a bravery of 6 to be these choppy killing things,
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't
Like
get
they
it,
have to be
but-
babysat? Like,
Right.
what?
So that's the list.
Right on, pretty much it. Let's have a great game.
It's gonna always be great.
All right, so both sides have deployed. They're playing the Battle for the Past 2019. The scenario is fought to control 4 objectives. Deployment is a diamond-shaped. One objective is here. For example, Ironjawz will get 1 point for controlling that. If they move up, they get 2 for controlling the center ones. And if he makes it into the KO's deployment, you'll get 4 for controlling that one. Both armies are set, and we will start. All right, so Randall has finished deploying first.
Not gonna let me collect my thoughts, just
Nope.
right to...
Choice is going to be yours on who goes first.
It's a weighty choice. You did leave me some tasty gaps. But I do this every time. I overcommit with the KO, get them into really bad positions, and then just get So the past few games I've been trying to resist temptation and not do that, and I fail
Every time.
Every time I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get in your face turn 1, and then get steamrolled. And this will probably be another one of those. So I will. I'll take first turn.
Okay.
Hi, Randall.
So I don't have a hero face, so I'm gonna move the movement.
Sounds good. So we'll move all your models and come back in your what will be shooting phase.
Whee!
What'd you do, Randy?
Well, I moved my units because it was the movement phase. Flew high here with the unit of 6 Shooty Wardens and the Engine Master in dirigible suit. Flew high the frigate with the Thunders. Flew high the Grunstock gun hauler with the Engine Master over there. Ran these guys up, the Skypike unit, and then just moved these guys up. So now we're on to the shooting phase. At the start of the shooting phase, I will use the the Grunstock Escort Wing Battalion ability. Reroll 1s to hit for a unit. We'll pick the brutes here.
Okay.
So let us begin. We'll start with the frigate. I'm going to do shrapnel shot. So this is going to be D6 number of hits.
Okay. That's a 6 there. Fantastic.
2, 4, 6. This will be on 3s and 3s, re-rolling 1s to hit. Thank goodness. Okay, and then 3s to wound.
And the reroll 1 comes from the...
This is from the focus fire from the battalion.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you've got 4 coming at you at -1 rend. And
those 6s.
these are 2 damage apiece.
4 at -1.
I am not used to this. This is...
So that'll put these guys, brutes, with a -1. It'll put it in 5 up save. So saved 1.
Okay, so it's going to be 2 damage apiece.
6 damage total.
Yeah.
That kills 2 brutes. Actually, I am going to pull these 2.
And then I've got a unit of 10 Thunders in here, so it's going to be 20 shots coming at you.
Okay.
+20, plus 2 more for the sergeant.
Okay.
These I think are on 4s and 3s. Let me make sure. Where's my Thunders? Okay. 3s and 4s, sorry. So 3s re-rolling 1s. Let's pull those 1s. Alright, let's pull the misses. Are we good? Are we good, Elric? Here we go.
Let's not ask his opinion.
Yeah, his opinion doesn't matter. Alright, and 4s. Ouch. Okay, so you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 coming at you at rend 1.
Same unit of brutes?
Yep.
Okay. And 1, so that'll put these guys back up to a 5. Save 2, so
Ouch,
that's another dead
Ow.
brute, another dead brute, and 1
Okay.
over to the top here.
Yeah, we should still have range.
Ouchtown, population U, bro.
Population U, brah. Alright, the Warden, same unit. We're gonna split these shots. Yeah. So the volley guns are gonna go to the brute. He's got 2 wounds left, right?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. So the volley guns will go there. The drill cannons will go to the Ard boys.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll start with that. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. These are the volley shots to the brute. These should be on 4s and 4s. Yep. Rerolling 1s on the to hits. A lot of 2s there. A lot of 2s.
It is a lot of 2s.
4s. All right, you got 3 coming at you, -1 rend.
For that brute.
Yep.
5 up. Nope, he's gone.
Alrighty. The shooting's actually shooting this game. That's so weird. Alright, drill cannons. Okay, so on the drill launchers, if I roll a 6, it's going to be 3 mortal wounds, and then that sequence ends.
Okay.
So here we go. We roll ones. So that's 3 mortals.
Okay, so that pops a guy.
And then I need a 3. No.
1 wound there.
Ooh, teeny. He's gonna fire the cannon. It's gonna be 1 shot, 3s and 3s. Rerolling 1s and 3s. That should be -2 rend on the big cannon. Yeah.
Okay. So that'll put them at a 6-up. That is a no.
D6 wounds.
Eee.
What is happening?
So
I don't know what this
2,
is.
4, 6. 1 trail over. That's all right. Decide to bring your loaded dice to play, huh?
I don't understand. The cannon here is gonna fire at the.
So this is a split unit. This is the 10 here, and this is 5.
Okay, yeah, it'll be at the 5 man.
Okay.
3s and 3s.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. -2 rend.
6-up.
All right, D6.
Okay.
-2. Not bad. Wah wah.
Put it to the lead guy.
That should be it for shooting. Gaze at Grungy, I'm pretty sure is 9 inches.
It's like 9 or 12.
Something like that. Yeah.
Feel like doing any KO charging?
No.
All right.
So that would be the end of the turn. I'm going to score 2 for 5 points.
Okay, for Battle Shock, I lost 4 Ard Boys. I bought a command point, so I'm at 2, so I'm going to spend a command point to auto pass Battle Shock for my Ard Boys.
All right. Let's go into Ironjawz, turn 1.
So, not being used to being filmed on a game, I've already kind of started my hero phase before recording. So my first in the hero phase, I'm attempting to cast Chronomatic Cogs, which I rolled a 7, and I believe it goes off on a 7. It might actually be an 8, and this might have been all for naught. No, casting value of 7. So it's wholly set up within 12 of the caster. I'm just going to set Cogs right underneath this little doohickey here, within 12 of him. So now I will get a +2 to my move characteristic. In addition, +2 to charge rolls for all the units on the battlefield. So he benefits from it as well. The rest of my hero phase, I believe that's it, because command abilities are combat specific for Ironjawz. So the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my once per game Quicked Up Amulet. Big Green Hand of Gork is a wholly within 24 inches. So wholly within 24 inches of my Mega Boss who has the amulet. And I'm going to cast it on my Maw Crusher and allow him to teleport anywhere outside of 9 inches of any enemies.
Whee!
And that should be it for my hero phase. So we're going to go to...
Can't wait!
So I'll move my models, get set up for the shooting and charge phase.
All right.
Okay, so end of the movement phase. Couple things we forgot. Ironjawz, well, I haven't played since February. I'm a little rusty.
That's fair.
So the Ironjawz have that ability Mad as Hell. Anytime they take wound or mortal wound, they get a free D6 move at the end of that phase. So the unit of 5 brutes that got hit, they got a 6-inch move that we accounted for in the movement phase. The Ard Boys got it was just a 1-inch move that we accounted for as well. And then at the end of the hero phase, so when I Big Green Handed of Gork, I moved my Maw Crusher 12 and a half inches outside of these Arcanaut Company. So I'm going to spend a command point because Mighty Destroyers just is in the hero phase. There's no order of operations for it. And my Maw Crusher, since he's outside of 12 of a unit, at the end of the hero phase would have gotten a 12-inch, or his full movement, which I believe doesn't matter, puts him outside of 3 within the Arcanaut Company. So yeah, the kind of talked about it a little bit, the way that'll work. The spell says they have to be outside of 9 inches of any enemy. Moving them outside, putting them at 12.5 allowed me to spend that CP that I have to give them that free move and narrow the charge. So with that, we're going to go on to the shooting phase, because I do have one thing that can shoot, and that is the Maw Crusher. 8-inch range on its inward bursting bellow. That's going to be D6 attacks for 5. These are hitting on 2 and wounding on 3s. They all hit. Oh, not great. So that's 3 at -1 rand.
Okay, 5 up.
Survive. Ooh,
Got
that
one.
Just 1 damage apiece.
Yep.
So that is it for the shooting phase.
We're ready to your charge phase?
So we're going to go into the charge phase.
Do it.
I am going to... So I can't declare a charge outside of 12. And it looks like I am right inside of 12.
You are.
On that brute there. And then we pre-measured here as well, and I'm within 12 of the Ard boys. So I'm going to roll a charge for my Maw Crusher for a 7. Get him here. And make sure he's within 6 of the objective, just in case he clears the unit, which he is. I'm getting a +4 to charge because of the cogs and Ironjawz innate ability and the blood tubes. So I need, would that be a 9 or at least an 8 on these brutes here, which that's a 9. So that's a 13-inch charge.
Oh. That's a spicy meatball. Oh, Billy.
Oh, Billy.
Sweet Billy boy.
Billy.
When are you going to find whatever it is you're looking for?
Get your thoughts about this predicament.
This is a real pickle, and I don't like it.
A lot of movement shenanigans there.
Yeah, it's hard to account for Mad as Hell when you're measuring it out. And I also didn't realize with the Maw Crusher that he'd be able to, in the order of operations, get the free green hand and then pop a command point for
to move.
Well, and obviously if I played this rule wrong, the internet will tell me about it, I'm sure. I'll probably get
I hope you get
a tasty text from Elric or something.
Hate mail.
yeah from all 4 views that
You're implying that Elric knows the rules.
that is a strong implication.
All right, I'm going to declare a charge on the Ard boys. So the Ard boys get a +4 from the cogs, Ironjawz, and blood tubes, but they also get an innate +2 because I still have a drummer alive right there. So they get a +6 to charge. Ooh, that's not going to do it.
Baby.
That's a 10.
Yes.
Command point?
I'm going to spend my last command point in an attempt to reroll that charge, try and get in on the frigate. That's an 8 +6, that's 14.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Alright, so that guy.
I think he got it.
Crazy. I think he got
I
it.
can go about there.
Oh, crazy. Any other shenanigans here,
Wholly
pal?
within 15 of this unit. Well, I do.
Well, you know, there it is.
No. Nope, that was a hero phase thing, so I'm going to hold off on that. So I believe that is it for my charges. Let's go on to, I guess, combat.
Devastating bulk?
Devastating bulk on the charge. Thank you. Again, very...
Thank you very much, Miss Lippy.
very rusty when it comes to
Keep
this
your
game.
word hole shut.
All right.
So what's the ruling?
Devastating bulk on any successful charge. Pick a unit within 1 inch of the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher. Roll a dice equal to his table, and any 5+ is 1 mortal wound.
That's
Just 3 of them, it would appear.
Twould. I didn't say it. Beep.
First beep of the game.
I think that's like the 3rd,
Yeah,
probably.
I think you're losing track.
Okay, that should be... Oh, and with the Brute Fist, since the Brutes successfully completed a charge, each model that ends a charge within 1 inch of the charged unit on a 4+ does a mortal wound. So that's... looks like 4 guys. Right there.
Yep.
Okay. 4+. That's 4 mortal wounds to your...
Oh.
to your deal there.
What was that about the population of Ouchtown? Shut up! Here, let me put that on there. 4 more
4 mortals. 4 mortals. Okay, so thinking about this, I think so. Ironjawz. The reason I like the Ironjawz is that smashing and bashing rule, and I think
Smashing
the
and
best
bashing.
way to get smashing and bashing off is to attack
Carol
your-
Bashin.
Carol Bashins.
Fielder?
I think it's going to be getting your Arcanaut off the table is going to be the best way to get smashing and bashing to go off.
So when the phase starts, I'm gonna pop an Aether Gold.
Okay. Reroll, save rolls of 1 is.
It's a triumph. I'm gonna do reroll save rolls on the frigate.
On the frigate?
Yep.
Okay. And is it save rolls of 1 or all save rolls?
All save.
All save rolls. Okay.
So maybe on a 4-up reroll.
Okay. Cool. So my guy is equipped with the Boss Haka and Choppa. So that's 8 attacks. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s.
So good.
There's 1 miss.
Oh, just 1?
Oh, that's a little more like my normal rolls.
Got it back down from the stratosphere. Okay.
So that is 4 at -1 rend, 2 damage apiece.
5 up. Survive. How about new?
So that's going to be 6 damage.
Yep.
And then my Maw Crusher is not wounded, so he's on his full damage table. So that's going to be 8 attacks from his Mighty Fist and Tail. These are also hitting on 3s and 3s. Ren 2 with the Mean Un, he's going to be doing 3 damage apiece for everything that goes through. So 3s. Looks like that's all of them. 3s. There you go. That is going to be 2.
Okay, there you go.
6 at Rend 2. Rend 2, so your Arcanaut doesn't have a save, right?
No, they got a 6-up save. 4-up.
They're 4 up a base?
Yeah.
I thought they were 5.
They used to be.
No. Look at them dwarves. Those dwarves are getting a little more.
Yeah, way to give them a 4-up save that's increasingly doesn't matter in AOS V2, The Age of Rend. There we go. 6s.
So 3 of them.
Yeah, 3
that's
6s. That's still 9, right?
9 damage.
9 damage. Oh my god. 2, 4, 6. That would be 9. That would be 9.
Wipe the unit. So that does trigger smashing and bashing.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with my pile in here. I do have, so the brutes are going to be attacking a model that has more than 3 wounds in it with the bow, or mortal with 4 wounds. So they get +1 to hit on their weapon profiles. So I have the Boss Claw and Brute Smash are going to go first. That's 4 attacks. Normally hitting on 4s and 3s, but with that +1, it's going to be 3s and 3s.
Oh, sorry.
Just 1. And that is at Rend 1, damage 2.
Okay, 5 up. Okay, 2 damage.
2 damage. I am then going to attack with the Gore Choppa. 3 attacks. Normally hits on a 4, wounds on a 3, but with that +1, it's going to be 3s and 3s. All 3 hits. And 2 of those. That is also Rend 1 in damage 1, or damage 2 on those ones.
Save 1.
So 2 more damage.
Oh my god.
And then I've got 3 brutes with paired choppas. Those are 4 attacks apiece. normally hitting on 3s and 3s, but with that +1 because they're attacking a big character, wound character model, these are going to hit on 2s and wound on 3s. That's a lot of 1s. That's not good.
It may not matter. Oh, Billy.
Yeah. That looks like 4 at rend 1, damage 1. How many wounds does it have left?
2.
Need 2 to go through.
You think so? Here we go. Rend 1.
Rend 1. Yep. So 5
Come
up.
on, guys. Just for once.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Let him know you're happy.
One time. I know you don't like armor saves. I know this is not your thing. Just this once, fellas. Come on!
That is a dead boat.
You blew it! Just go back to your home.
So that
Go
again,
to the dice box.
that again will trigger smashing and bashing. And I will now.
Oh, that killed the engine master in there. Oh, he gets to bail out, actually.
But he has to be outside of 3 inches
That's right.
of a unit. Here's a here.
Thanks, buddy.
Check that. Come right back.
So it was determined that the engine master couldn't get out of the dirigible or the big boon within 3, right?
I'll allow it.
Okay. So the death of the balloon allows my our boys to smash and bash as well, so they're going to pile in through. Doing the old wraparound method without breaking Randy's models.
What a pal. What a saint. Legend.
I'll get him. So the pile-in finished. I've got looks like 10 Ard boys in on the frigate there. 2 attacks apiece. I was Spielberged and was told my dice were not being read very well on the camera, so I'm going to switch over to some different colored dice.
Yeah.
Drop die, sorry. All right, so this is 20 attacks, 3s and 3s.
Those look great, by the way.
Good, good, good.
You know, we do it for the people.
So that's, what, 16 hits?
Did you really have to... It's a lot.
It's math.
It's a lot.
It's math.
It's
man.
a lot.
It's just math. You got that reroll save. You don't know what's going to happen. A lot of 1s and 2s. So that looks like 4, 8, 9. That's a
Red
9er.
1, right?
Rend 1. You are correct.
5 up reroll.
Okay.
Here comes the reroll. Ooh,
good rolls.
Wow. Solid.
Frigate is rolling hot.
Come on, boys.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I blew up. Beep. Sorry, I blew up. All right. So I'm taking 5.
Yeah, that is 5 wounds.
So once again, Dingo forgets a rule. At the start of the combat phase, I get my bomb racks. It's D3 mortals on a 3 up. So let's see what happens here. So D3 mortals, 2 mortals.
2. Okay. Well, that would have affected combat just a
That's fine.
touch. We'll just pull him,
And then just
that will
slide him
change the pile in right there.
Okay. And then
and 1 transfers over. Because it was 2, you said? So there you go.
yeah. So then the Thunders are actually going to be the ones that attack. We'll start with the Drill Bill. It's D3 attacks. Whee! It's 4s and 4s. Nope. And then the gun butts from the Thunders. It's going to be 10 of them. This is 4s and 4s as well. That was subpar. That was lackluster, if you will. Yes! 1. 1 wound.
1?
Yep.
Is there a rend on that?
Did you seriously just laugh? Did you
I-
give a little giggle?
Sorry.
Little giggle?
Is there a rend on that?
No.
So 4 up. Ooh, nope. Popped a guy.
All right.
Popped an Ard boy pimple.
Your go. Or is there anything left?
That's everything.
Okay, so then the
So-
frigate. He'll get 4 attacks because of his profile going down. So it's going to be 5 boarding weapons. This is 4s and 4s as well. Two, no rend.
4 up. Saved 1.
Good.
Oh, let's just use the anti-Spielberg dice over here. Okay, so that's it. Because I've got nowhere else to activate. So I will score 4 points for yours.
Yep.
And then 1 point for mine, so that'll even us up at 5 apiece, right?
That's right.
Okay. And we get to... What do we get to do? Roll off for...
Initiative, bro.
Initiative, bro.
Oh my god.
Scary.
Bring it in. Yes.
There you go. Pink dice for the win. Oh.
Yeah, but I know where this is going.
Oh, tie goes to you.
Okay.
It's
Barely. Okay.
Yeah, because tie goes to the person who took
I
the first
finally
turn.
won a roll! 3 games in!
Channel first.
Alright. No hero phase. Straight to movement.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Are you?
Yeah. Okay, so movement's done. We're gonna go to shooting. I'm gonna pop the Thunder's Gold.
You want to explain where you moved?
Oh, sure. So the frigate was here, getting the crap beat out of it. So I got the hell out of Dodge, flew high, flew it back here. Here I just made some adjustments. And then here I just made to get within 3 inches for a charge. So that's
What's the wound characteristics for you to fly high? Does it have to be below 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so here we go with the shooting. So the Thunders will be rerolling to hits. Okay, so Grunstock Escort Wing at the start of the shooting phase. Sorry, I'm gonna select this unit of Ardboys for reroll 1s to hit for my army. So we'll start. We'll start over here with the Vulcanizer pistols on the brutes.
It's a lot of attacks. Isn't it? It's like 3 per pistol.
That's
or
2.
2?
It's the rivet guns that are 3,
That are 3, okay.
inexplicably.
Yeah.
That they're better. 2, so I got 9, 18, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, these will be on 3s and 3s. Pull those. And 3s. Pull these. All right, you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. At -1 rend.
10 at -1. So that'll put them at a 5 up. It's not great. So that's a dead brute. Dead brutes, and then the one wound.
Yep.
That kills 3 of them. 1, 3. Yeah. They're not gonna survive the pistol onslaught.
Next up, we're going to go to the Thunders and the Frigate. These are rerolls to hit if they pop their gold. It's going to be 22 shots at your cabbage.
The old cabbage.
This will be on 3s and 4s rerolling the hits.
And point of order that I'm...
Point of order.
Well, since he killed something, he just gets an extra attack and an extra wound.
Okay, yep.
Since he killed the Argonaut Company last turn. So he's at a total right now unwounded of 16 wounds, I believe.
Is that re-rolling?
Yeah, this is the rerolls to hit.
Okay.
19. Nice.
Okay, and to wound on 4s. Yikes. I fixed that right quick.
Oh, mercy.
2, 4, 6, 7 neg 1 rend.
Okay. 7. Ethereal Amulet doesn't matter, so he's a 3-up. 1 goes through.
1. The shrapnel shot from the frigate. It's going to be D6 number of attacks. 4.
And this is going at the Maw Crusher?
Yes. 4. This is 3s and 3s. Are frigates considered here? No, they're not. So no reroll ones to hit. Oof. 2 neg 1 rend. Oh, you don't care.
3-up. Save them both.
Cool story, bro.
Okay.
All right. Shrapnel shot, D6 number of shots to the Ardboys from the gun hauler.
Oh!
3s and 3s. I missed 1. 3s.
4.
Yep. Neg 1 falls.
To the Ardboys. So these are 5-up saves for the Ardboys. Saved 1.
2 damage apiece.
2 damage apiece. So that's 1, 2, 3 dead Ardboys. Okay. So.
And then next up is the Aether Shot carbines.
1.
These are on 3s and 4s.
3, and the wound transfers. There.
You got 1 more coming at you, neg 1 rend. Saved it. Pew pew! Pew pew! Okay, charges. We're going to start with the dirigible suit. It should be a 3, plus 2 from the cogs.
Yep.
So this should be an auto, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Or you could just.
Wow.
You could roll a 14.
Because that's where I'm
on a
going to
3-inch
box
charge.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yep.
Okay, the Skypike Sky Warden's charge should also need a need a 3. I don't know what's happening there.
14-inch charge on 2 3-inch charge needed.
That's necessary.
Move them in.
So, start of the combat phase, I'm going to activate here first. I'm going to use my Aether Gold for rerolling to hits. So let us begin. So I've got the Aethermatic Saw. This is going to be on the Ardboys. It's going to be 3s and 2s, rerolling to hits. That was necessary. 2s. So you got 3 coming in at you at neg 2 rend.
Okay. 3 at -2. That'll put them at a 6-up. Saved 1.
So 2d3 damage.
For
3.
3 damage. So that'll kill this guy. Put him in there.
Okay, you go.
I'm going to go with the brutes right before they die here. So these are 2 paired weapon guys. So it's 4 attacks apiece. Back to their normal profile of 3s and 3s because the Sky Wardens only have 2 wounds. So 3s and 3s. Not great. That's 4 at rend 1.
5 up.
1 damage apiece.
Save 1. So 1 dies, 1 takes
3 damage.
3 damage apiece?
No. 1
gonna
damage.
say, I'm like,
apiece.
what?
No. 3 damage in total.
Yep.
Battle Shock lost a ton of hard boys, so they got a bravery 8 with the icon, but it doesn't matter. So they are removed.
So it's the end of...
And then I lost 1 Sky Pike, or 1 Sky Warden over here. They're bravery 7, so they're fine.
So that is the... This is now going to... Alright, so hero phase stuff. Got a command point. I am going to use the War Chanter's Violent Urgency ability, which I forgot to do last turn, but it really didn't matter. because I was going to put it on the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher to clear that unit, so it doesn't matter. So Violent Urgency, any Ironjawz unit wholly within 15 increases the damage characteristic of their melee weapons by 1. I'm going to put it on the Brutes here, which we pre-measured and stuff. We're all wholly within 15. So this unit of Brutes is going to get +1 to their damage characteristics. I'm going to keep cogs on to the movement bonus, and I'm going to roll for my Shaman to see if we can get a big green hand of Gorkov. This goes off on a 7. That is a 3. That's not going to do it. So finished my movement. Moved my Mega Boss and War Chanter both up 6 inches because they still get the benefit from the cogs. At the end of my hero phase, forgot to mention it on camera, I spent my 1 command point to do Mighty Destroyers for the Brutes. So they got a total of a 12-inch move from that 6-inch initial Mighty Destroyers move and their regular move. And then my Maw Crusher just closed in on the boat there. So we're going to go into shooting phase here. My Maw Crusher is going to enter Bursting Bellow onto the boat itself for D6 shots. Just 1. Hits on a 2. And it's another 1. Neato, gang. All right, gang. We're going to go into the charge phase.
All right, gang.
We can just roll it now.
What does this do?
Charge here. That's a 4.
Oh, Scoob! No!
But they still get a +4 with all of their bonuses, so he will get right in there. The Brutes are going to charge. They need an 8-inch charge. Is that what we measured out?
Yeah,
yes.
4.
8-inch charge.
But you get your bonuses.
So we get a +4. That is exactly 8. Thank God.
It's moving on.
Mega Boss on Maw Crusher, or on foot, I'm sorry.
So you need a 6.
He needs a 10 total with a +4. That's a 6, so that's 10 total.
Why? Just taunting me with the exact
yeah,
charges.
I know, right? These exact charges. Getting in there. So impact hits on the charge from the Brute Fist. I've got 3 of them here. So these are going to be 4 pluses to Mortal Wound. Hey.
No.
Continuing to roll great. And then it's going to be 8 impact hits from Destructive Bulk.
Yep.
These are on 5 pluses. Hey, that's better. Wow. 3 mortal wounds. So that was a 4 that I had turned. Combat-wise, I think I'm going to be able to do the most damage here. So Mega Boss is going to attack with his Gorhaka and Choppa. Since he killed a model last turn, he gets that +1 to attack numbers. So that's going to be 9 attacks, hitting on 3s and 3s. Looks like 3 misses. Ooh, 3. That's rend 1, damage 2 apiece.
5 up.
No reroll this turn, right?
No.
Okay.
Ooh.
2 damage goes through.
Yep.
And then I'm going to hit with the Mighty Fists. The Mighty Fists, I still believe, are 3 and 3s. Just clarify this. 3. Mighty Fists. Mighty Fists. He's only taken 1 wound, so we're still getting 8 attacks, hitting on 3s and 3s. Man, that rolls are just not going my way. Ever since I got Spielberged into these black dice.
Right.
So that's 4 at rend 2, damage 3.
6s.
Got 1, but
Yeah, that's
9 damage that goes through.
Yep. So I'm gonna do the disembark 2, 4, whatever the hell it's called. 2, 4, 8, 10. The ship's going
Yeah,
down.
the shit's going down. We're hopping out.
Yeah. So any 1s here, they model slain. 1 model.
One Thunderer.
1 Thunderer.
So pop those boys out and come on back.
Alright, so killing the ship, triggers smashing and bashing again. So I'm gonna, the Brutes have already piled in. I've got both my Gore Choppas in, because they got a 2-inch range. So that's going to be 3 attacks per model with those. So that's 6 attacks. Hitting on 4s because there's no bonus. The unit is Violent Urgency from the War Chanter, so there's extra damage. So 4s and 3s. So that's 3 at rend 1, damage 3.
5 up. Survive. That's 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. That's 3. Okay. Now I have 15 attacks from the 5 with their Jagged Gore Haka. These are going to be 3s, 3s, Ren 1, damage 2 with the buff. So 3s.
It's pretty good.
3s. So that's 3, 6, that's 8, Rend 1, damage 2.
Could you say it with just a little bit less like glee in your voice, please?
Sorry, man.
I want it as monotone and dead as possible as you sit here and take my sky pike and Oh God!
How many did you save there?
I saved 2.
2. So that's
Then I take 6.
so that's 12 damage. So the brutes were able to wipe the Sky Warden unit, so that'll trigger Smashing and Bashing again onto the Gunstruck Gunhauler. So my Mega Boss on foot is 6 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend 1, damage 2.
I'm gonna pop this gold.
Okay.
For reroll saves.
Reroll saves. Okay. 3s. And 3s. Ooh, not so great. That is 2 at rend 1.
5 up. Reroll.
Ooh.
Whee! Come on, baby!
Okay.
Alright.
2 damage. That goes through.
I forgot to mention earlier, bomb racks at the start of the combat phase. I had failed that. We didn't get that recorded. So, moving on, the gun hauler with its boarding weapons, 4s and 4s. And 4s. 2 no rend.
2 at no rend. Mega Boss on foot has a 3-up save. Saves both of them. Oh, and actually, he has the Riptooth Fist. So if an unmodified save roll for an attack made with a melee weapon that targets a model with a Riptooth Fist is a 6, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound after all of its attacks have been resolved.
Okay. Pop that on there.
End of battle round 2. So I will keep control here, score 4 points there. Keep control of my home base with the Shaman, score 1 point there, and I'm within 6 most models there, so I'll score 2 there. So that gives me a grand total of 7 points. So that'll put me up to 13, it looks like.
Randy, how many points do you got there, buddy?
So I had gotten 4 points at the end of my last turn, so
Should be 13 and 9.
I'm at 9. 9.
All right, I'm gonna roll for priority.
Yeah.
So priority roll for battle round 3.
Ready?
No.
Come on, man. It's not that bad.
Not that bad.
That's a 4.
Oh, come on.
Middle of the road. I'll take middle of the road.
Yeah! Woo!
3. I took the initiative on that, so I'm going to go into my hero phase. In my hero phase, I am going to wholly within 15 here, put Violent Urgency on the Mega Boss there and increases damage to 3. The Big Green Hand of Gork, if you're wholly within 24, which looks like I'm just out there, I'm not going to worry about that. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to cast Mystic Shield on the Mega Boss. Squaring it away with double 1s. Great.
Magic's been awesome this game.
That's it for hero phase. Go on to movement. So went ahead and moved just moved my brutes over here, moved the War Chanter up just another 6 inches, and moved within 3 with my Maw Crusher there, who killed a model last turn, so he again amps up his attacks and wound. So I'm going to go into the shooting phase with Inner Bursting Bellow, D6 shots into the Thunderers for 3. Hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s. That's 3 hits. And that's 2 at rend 1.
5 up.
1 damage apiece.
1 damage.
Okay. And that'll bring us into the charge phase, which the charge phase really is just the Maw Crusher here. He gets a +4, but we're going to roll it. So that's a total of 12. He gets his impact hits, which is 8 die, or yeah,
5 ups.
8 5-ups, for a total of 3 more mortal wounds. And that's it for the charges. So we're going to go into combat now. The Maw Crusher is going to attack here. As I was saying before, he killed a model in the previous 2 combat rounds, so he gets a +1 to his attack characteristics on his Haka and Choppa, so it's 10 attacks. These are hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Ooh, yuck. So that is 3 at rend 1 damage too. So 4 damage to go through.
6 damage. Damage 2, right?
Damage 2. Oh, 3 went through? Okay.
Math! Okay.
The Mighty Fists and Tails, that's going to be 8 attacks still, because he's only taken the 1 wound. 3s and 3s. Rend 2 damage 3.
What is going on?
Ooh, yuck. There we go. That's 3 at rend 2.
6s.
That's going to be 9 damage. I think that's enough to wipe the unit.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 damage. 9!
So the Maw Crusher finished the Thunderers off there, so that's going to trigger up Smashing and Bashing again, and I'm going to do my Mega Boss here. 6 attacks, 3s and 3s. That's about average. Hey, uh-oh. That is just 2, but that's going to be rend 1, damage 3. From the Violent Urgency buff from the War Chanter.
Saved him!
Save him. Ooh, hoo-hoo.
Oof. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear a beep. You told me to look for the beep.
Beep.
Look for the beep?
Look for the
Look for the beep?
You're looking for beeps. That's probably
Who
a
am
problem.
I? Where am I? Why am I here? 2. Whee! All right.
So that's the end of combat. The end of my turn, I'm going to score 1 point for holding my own. 4 points for holding this one, because it's one of those deals where you can leave and still control it. I'm going to score 2 points here, giving me a grand total of 7 points for the turn, which will be 21. No, 20, because I had 13. So it's going to be 20 to 9 currently.
So I think that's game. I don't know. What do you think?
That's up to you, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it. I think the humiliation is complete.
Okay.
Great game.
Yeah.
Had a great time. Just kidding. Good game, dude.
Yeah, of course.
Good to play
Always
again.
a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Welcome back to post-game casting couch confessions.
post-game casting couch confessions. Couch confessional wargaming.
That's pretty. Yeah. I like that.
So
So
I'll start it off. So I'm a little rusty, as you can tell. I'm sure there was probably some rules stuff that I maybe missed. We don't think we missed anything major.
a couple things out of sequence. Like I was forgetting about Merrick.
I'm a little rusty. But so the reason why I think this list works so well, and I've had such good success with it, is as we saw, I can get up in you real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I didn't realize you could do the combo you did with the Maw Crusher of green Gorkingham, green hand to 12.1, and then command pointing.
well, I was 12 and a half. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to measure out to 12.
Well, okay, yeah, sure. Outside of 12, that was good to see though. Like I had not seen that before. I didn't realize that was a thing. It's something that other players definitely need to take into account when they're playing Ironjawz. And the other thing that I was having trouble with is Mad as Hell. Mad as Hell is tough to take into account for your pre-measures and making sure that you are keeping enough distance between you and the Ironjawz. And so when, for example, you rolled that 6 on the brutes, turn 1, that was curtains. I mean, you were able to just get all up ends, and I really had no chance there on that charge. So
Yeah, you almost have to go for the law of averages. So you take the D6, measure out, give yourself an extra 3 to 4 inch leeway, hope that they don't roll high, or it's kind of a tough deal. I think we've had this discussion with a couple different people. I think Mad as Hell is one of the best rules in the game.
yeah.
Personally,
Well, the flexibility not only of engaging or if
Right.
you want, but the option to disengage.
Yeah.
To make those charges longer on the subsequent
Right.
turn, for example.
and it is difficult. You could,
Or to hop back under an objective.
right, when you're, as long as you're 9 inches away from somebody.
Yeah.
So that's a big key point. So if you close the gap closer, you negate that a little bit. But then you
That's
keep
fair,
yourself
yeah.
susceptible to an opposing charge, because in the hero phase, rampaging destroyers I can belt off a charge
Yep.
in the hero phase right away. So it kind of it's an interesting mechanic.
One other thing I wanted to note, specifically the KO, this matchup, I feel like I need to soften you up with some shooting.
Yeah,
But in order to soften you up with shooting, I'm
you got to get within range.
exposing myself.
Yes.
Right? So like that's kind of the paradox of like trying to find that middle ground of distance where you can still shoot and still maybe try to stave off a couple of those charges.
Yes.
Because with being a glass cannon, with KO being a glass cannon, your smash and bash
And
just went off.
when Smash and Bastion goes off like that, especially on an army that's like yours, that's very, like you said, glass cannony, hits hard, but isn't going to withstand anything hitting. And most of the time, what I end up doing is I try and keep the Ard Boys on the table. But when I realize I can get into something and get Smash and Bastion off right away, the Ard Boys at that point become a moot point. And I think there's a lot of talk out there that brutes are, we don't need to worry, people don't need to worry about brutes, but I think brutes are great. And all the lists that I usually write are very brute heavy, as opposed to the more meta lists as you'd see, I guess, would be Ard Boys heavy.
Yeah,
The Ethereal Amulet is pretty cheeky, I think. I mean, it's a go-to good artifact, especially for that model.
when you have a 3-up,
A 3-up and a model that dishes out that much damage,
Yeah.
you can't not avoid it. A couple other lists that I run with it, I keep the Quick Duff Amulet on him, and I run the Golden Tooth with the Mega Boss to ignore those battle shocks. So if I've got Ard Boys with shields, taking away wounds, not so much of those wounds going through, it kind of helps to keep them on the table. But I didn't have any shields up right now because none of them were painted.
didn't
Right. I think it's a very difficult scenario too. That diamond pattern deployment, it doesn't leave you much room to be able to like completely bubble something out. I don't know. It's a different deal.
Well, that's just it. Like, even if I bubbled out with the Arco, which is what I would do, bubble it out so that I can mitigate that. I mean, it's a guaranteed charge.
Yeah.
You still did 20 plus wounds to the Argonaut Company and just wiped them off.
Right.
So then that line's completely gone. And now I'm exposed. And that's really the only unit of number that I have.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So
yeah.
holding that backline objective then is just
Yeah.
going to be a real task.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of success with this. Like, I could have gone the Iron Suns route and totally tailored my entire list to playing KO. But I think the Bloodtooth, I personally think, is the best of the three. I know there's a lot of talk about it, the Iron Suns being better, but I think the Bloodtooth, once you get that +6 to charge, and when you're belting out 14, 15-inch charges,
movement's ultimately king in my opinion, right? And
yeah.
that's where I think Bloodtooth might have an edge.
Yeah. But so that's what 9-1 against you now, buddy.
I'll keep taking the punches. The struggle is real.
Yeah.
So 0-3 on the channel so far, with what is effectively a tabling for Game 3. I wanted to try out Zahn. I think that there are some legs there. I did miss the Zilfin movement. That hero phase move that Zilfin affords is huge.
It's huge. It makes a big difference.
But I did want to see what the Skypike Sky Wardens could do. I see some potential there. I did kind of mess up, and at first deployed the 9 Skypike Sky Wardens with the gun hauler.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, no, he can only do max of 7.
Well, new book, new rules. You know.
Well, and my Swiss cheese memory.
KO players for so long were 12 balloons in a ship and go.
Yeah.
Now with that limitation and stuff, and it's
that calls kind of into question the limitation ultimately of the Skypike Sky Wardens. I feel like a unit of 6, you have to be very careful with. 9, you already have to be pretty careful with. 6, you really got to pick your battles wisely.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try this out. I'll tweak it a little bit. I'd like to see what Zahn really has to offer. And we'll see. I don't know about IJ. I don't know about IJ with KO, man. That was rough.
It's a tough matchup on both ends. It's like if you have your Ironclad and you're belting out big high damage buffs. I mean, you wiped through a unit of brutes like they were nothing. And it forces me to have to spend command points to pass Battle Shock, which is what I did. I think turn 1, just to keep units on the table and allow for my movement to get up into you. It's
the problem I see with the Ironclad though in this situation. Well, probably in most situations is ultimately it's 510 points of something that I have to ultimately get into range to soften you up, thereby exposing it. And even with the 3-up rerollable, I know I've bitched about this before, but this Armor Sage increasingly seem to be more and more irrelevant with the prevalence of red. So even a 3-up reroll, you send the brutes in there, you send the cabbage into an Ironclad, like you're taking it down.
Yeah.
And then the Thunderers that are likely on board there too are probably going to die because you're going to have a surround.
With that deployment.
Or they're screwed anyway because they disembark and now they're totally exposed. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not sure about the Ironclad.
I agree with you on the increase in Rend. I mean, the majority of my army table-wide is only Rend 1, but you play a Bone Reaper's list where you're Rend 2, or a Slanesh list where you're fighting last, and you're getting hit by Keepers of Secrets.
Yeah.
The effect list, like it's the game is changing every day, and I agree with you. I think the increasing in Rend is making armor saves completely negligible. So do they need to go back to making Mystic Shield a +1 to your save instead of rerolling 1s, or do they need to give some extra buffs on top of that? It'll be interesting to see going forward.
My expertise.
Right.
Hey,
yeah, I know. We could sit here and speculate.
1 in 9 against Levi.
Speculate.
3
Speculate.
on the channel. But yeah.
Speculate all we want.
Yeah.
Well, thanks guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next one. Hopefully get a couple other people on here. I know there's a couple people asking to play. And
I'd like to get Shag Grandma here.
Yeah, get some. Yeah, literally one of the most beautifully painted Daughters of Cain's armies I've ever seen. So hopefully we can get him on next go around. And thanks Zach for putting it on. And I look forward to tabling you as well.
Oh, gauntlet down.
It'll happen. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.